The word Dymaxion comes, of course, from Buckminster Fuller, who designed a Dymaxion cat, a Dymaxion house, and a Dymaxion map. His Dymaxion projection of the globe on a flat surface shows that the land area is strung together somewhat like a giant atoll, and that continents are not separated by water but are all together and surrounded by water. This then illustrates my value premise, the solidarity of humankind, and my analysis is in terms of that ethic. I propose for us to look at three things. One, the need for a new approach to financing development. Two, the feasibility of the approach proposed. And three, the benefits and costs of this approach. Need for a new approach. First, why is there a need for a new approach to financing world development? The need for a new approach rests upon two foundation stones. One, the urgency for solving the problems of poverty, and two, the fact that the current approach is not working well. Our world is divided by a poverty curtain into two separate worlds, one that is embarrassingly rich and the other desperately poor. Here is the rich north. Only a fourth of us live here, but we enjoy 80% of the world's income, while in the poor south, 3/4 of humankind is trying to exist on 20% of the income. Per capita income in the world is around $3,300, but the distribution is so lopsided that any estimated 750 million persons are trying to exist on the equivalent of less than a couple of hundred USA dollars per year. The condemnation of 1/7 of humankind to absolute poverty, where they are unable to meet their basic needs, not even adequate food in the midst of plenty, is simply scandalous. It is a problem that can be solved, as Gandhi noted many times. There are enough resources on this earth to meet the needs of all, but not enough to satisfy the greed of each. And it is a problem that should be solved, as the great neoclassical economist Alfred Marshall argued. The chief end of economics is to address the problem of poverty, which causes degradation of such a large portion of humankind, and the ethics of all the world's great religions mandate it. To achieve the goal of development, which means enabling all persons to live lives of dignity, or in Gandhi's terms, to realize their potential, requires that persons' basic needs for probable water, food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care be met, that unjust social and economic inequalities be removed, and the persons be in control of their destiny, participating in and exercising a creative role in decision-making. The current approach to financing development, i.e., voluntary financing through so-called aid programs, has not worked well, because aid, especially bilateral aid, is primarily politically and strategically motivated rather than economically motivated. There is no correlation between the United States and economic need. It's not primarily to help the poor that Israel, the major recipient of USA aid, has per capita $7,000 compared with $800 for southern countries as a whole and $160 for Bangladesh. What is needed is compulsive financing of development financing by a global public sector possessing the power to levy taxes and make expenditures and transfer resources from north to south. feasibility of recommended approach.